the Bible that I use every day. It's the KJV Journal of the Word Bible. It is in large print, and it was published in 2016. This Bible contains a "This Bible Belongs To" page, and I'll show you what that looks like without all my writing in it. It's a nice place to add your information, put your name, your phone number when you purchase the Bible. I purchased the black hardcover version of this Bible in April of 2019. So I transferred the notes from that into this Bible in July of 2021. So I've had it a little over a year. The reason why actually I got rid of this Bible is because I use the Staedtler pens, which had been recommended to me, and they ended up with just a small amount of use, the lettering smeared. So I got this Bible, and I've been very careful to only use the Micron archival ink pens because I want this Bible to continue with me forever. I added the colors into the table of contents of each type of book. And there's an alphabetical order of the Bible. I added these color sheets. They don't come with the Bible. Just printed them off, cut them to size, and glued them in. Now in this Bible, so actually I should clarify, none of these sheets come in the Bible. So here is what the inside of the Bible looks like. There are about 2 inches of margins, so it gives you a lot of room. And I know in some versions of the Bible, the poetry section is smaller. It looks different than the rest of the Bible, but in this Bible, all the pages are the same, so Psalms isn't smaller, it's all the same. So one thing I do when I'm studying my Bible is I listen to it in the New King James while I'm reading it in the King James, and it helps me to slow down my reading and make sure I'm understanding what I'm listening to. Well, what I found with this version of the Bible, the fact that it is a large print edition, is that there's space between the lines. So here it says, "By the multitude of thy merchandise," but in the NKJV it says, "By the abundance of thy trading." So I underlined that whole phrase, and I put on top of it, "abundance of thy trading." And then that word multitude, I wanted to look at it more. What does it actually mean in the Strong's? So I put that word over here, multitude, and then I have the Strong's number H7230, and I wrote the information about that and also the information for merchandise. Sometimes, even though I've gone through and read the KJV and listened to it in the NKJV, sometimes that still isn't enough. For example, when I came to verse 22 of Jeremiah 31, it said, "A woman shall compass a man," and the New King James said, "A woman shall encompass a man." So it just added the EN, and I thought, I wonder still what that means in relation to the whole thing. And so in the NLT, it says, "Israel will embrace her God." The NIV, "The woman will return to the man." The Berean, "A woman will shelter a man." And the ESV, "A woman encircles a man." So it just kind of added meaning. And there's lots of places where I've been able to do that. Another thing that I really enjoy about this Bible is there are less lines per page. So that means when you're taking notes, there's more space on the side per verse. So if you have a smaller print Bible, they're going to fit more words on there, and so you have less room to take notes on that. So that's also very helpful. So the other feature of this Bible that I really like is the fact that it is single column. So that means you don't have 2 columns of notes that you then have to draw arrows. Which verse am I talking about? I can put the information right next to the verse that it's actually applicable to. Another thing to recognize about this Bible is that as it's advertised, this one does lay flat. So anywhere you are in the Bible, and actually if you push it down a little bit, it stays better. So anywhere you are in the Bible, you are able to write notes. Nothing's going to come back and hit your hand as you're writing. You don't have to keep holding it down. It just lays flat from Genesis 1, really from the very beginning. It's laying flat. And then at the very end of the Bible, it also lays flat for you. This is sliding a little bit, but it just lays flat. So it's been very easy to take notes from. One thing that I started doing with this Bible is thinking of it more as my notebook. So instead of having a separate notebook that I would take notes into and then try and transfer into my Bible neatly, is I have just started writing directly onto the page, even during a sermon. Now, if someone I know is going to be a fast speaker, I just grab a little sheet of paper and I can stick it directly into my Bible, just save it there to then put into my Bible later. But what I found was happening is that I'd have stacks of notebooks that I was waiting to transfer into my Bible, and I want everything to be in here because I don't think I'll ever have time to transfer all those notes into my Bible, so they're pretty much lost. And I just want everything that I learned to be in here that I find valuable. But I was ending up very messy. So what I did was I bought a new one, and it took actually about 4 months, and I ended up contacting the company and saying, what's going on? And they said they were having supply issues. So the thing that I noticed about this is that the cover is stiffer, and so it flaps back a lot easier. You can get it to push down, but kind of if you go to the middle of the Bible and come back, it's not as bad as when I first bought it. As you can see too, one thing I've noticed with both of the Bibles is it has a hump in the middle, so sometimes it's difficult to make notes. When I first bought this, it was really flipping back on me very strongly, but it's not doing it as much. And then the back actually as well, it was doing it. So on this side, it's really not stretching as well, but so it's going to take a lot of work to take notes. And if you're right-handed, when you get to the back, if you're setting up your color code or anything like that in the back, it might be a little bit annoying. But so it's pretty much the same. Another difference between the newer version is that while this is a yellower cream, like a very light yellow, this one has more of an orange tinge to it. I don't know that the camera's going to show that, and I just personally don't like it as much. It's actually more maybe a brown, orangey brown colored paper. So I don't like it as well. And I was actually a little discouraged by it, but I thought, well, we'll just use it anyways. But I've been just saving it. I'm not ready to start using it yet. But I saw online something else, and it was on sale. So I ended up getting another version of it. And it is the KJV Journal the Word Bible. It's large print. It's exactly the same, but it has this flap in it. And so I really love this. I had imagined that this was going to be a soft cover because it says that this one is real leather. The other Bibles are bonded leather, but this one's the real leather. So I was imagining something soft. If it is real leather, it seems that it's been covered in plastic and it makes it very firm. The Bibles with flaps that I've seen like this in the past have them where you can just lay it behind you and write in it, but apparently this is just something that's going to stay in the way. So if you're right-handed, I can imagine with this Bible, maybe not, maybe it wouldn't be a bother, but that is just something to think about. Let's see if I can make this one lay flat. It's funny, it does have a little bit of a smell to it too. So maybe it is real leather, but it's kind of a chemical smell to it actually. So this is this Bible. And so it's absolutely the same. It also has the orangier color paper. But I do think it's pretty, and I think how I'm going to use these Bibles, because I try to always have a reason for each Bible that I buy. And because I think this looks aesthetically pretty, but I don't necessarily want it to be something where I'm taking to church and writing notes into, I think what's going to happen is this original Bible is going to continue to be what I take to church and take notes into. And this will sound funny, but I think I'm then going to transfer all of my meeting notes into this new version. And it might be I have 2 kids, and it might be that I get a second one, and it's going to become a neater version that I can pass on to them. So all of my research, everything in neat fashion will be available for them to have in the future. And then this Bible, which I find irritating. I love this part of the Bible. Some people hate straps, I guess, but I love that, but I don't know that I'm going to like this. So, because it's kind of pretty, but yet not something I might want to cuddle up with, I'm not sure. It's going to actually become my witnessing Bible. So what I'm going to do is have all of the pictures. Let me show you an example of that. So here is an example of a picture. That's the image of Daniel chapter 2. So if you're leading someone to the Lord, showing that person that God is real, Daniel 2 is a great place to go because it shows that God is revealing the future before it happens. And another place that's a great place is Daniel 7 is another prophecy. And it took that same prophecy, but it gave more features of each of them. So here's the map. So these kind of evangelical pictures, not evangelical, these kind of pictures that help an unbeliever see it visually. You know, I'll add that to this witnessing Bible. And also I do something where I chain reference. So actually, let me show you in this Bible. I have in the back various studies, and it shows which verse to go to start with, and then I have in the notes where the next verse is to go to. So I will have that written in here, but it's going to be a lot more simpler. And so that's how I'll use it, and I'll just be able to lead someone in a Bible study with the Bible, with the Word of God, but have it very simple and exactly what I need to be able to witness. And maybe I'd have this other Bible in the car in case I run into trouble, but pretty much have this Bible set up completely for Bible studies with people. So those are my thoughts on the KJV, Journal of the Word, large print Bible, and a couple of the different versions. And hopefully that was helpful for you when you make your decision about whether you'd like to purchase it for yourself.